There is no secret that the way we communicate to ourselves plays a major role in the way we see and experience the world around us. And look, that is why being mindful of the delicate words we use regularly is extremely important. Yet there's many times that negative self-talk really does get the best of us. You know, negative self-talk for a lot of us can take a bunch of different forms, but to actually overcome it, you're going to have to recognize when it happens, and then when you do, you're going to have greater flexibility to deal with it. Today, I'm going to talk about 4 ways that negative self-talk shows up in people's life, and then I'm going to break each one of them down and then give you tips on how to overcome it. So, let's get at it. Hey, I'm Rob Johnson and welcome to the Legacy Gentleman channel. As I mentioned before, I'm going to talk about the 4 ways that negative self-talk can actually manifest itself in your life and talk about how to overcome them. Personalization is the first way. That is basically when you live by this mantra, it's not you, it's me. That's basically blaming yourself for everything that happens. And look, this is a little different than taking responsibility for stuff that happens. That's what you're supposed to be doing. So for instance, you're in a group chat with people, you guys are all talking back and forth and you make up a point that you think is actually important, and then there is a long time before anybody responds and help you move it forward. Now this can be a real problem, especially if you personalize it. You think that, hey, everybody's talking, everyone's all together, but then when I actually need something, nobody's here for me. And you can say it's because they don't like me or something wrong with me. It's why they're not responding. Here's the first time where control actually comes in. See, you have to understand that there are things you can control and things you cannot control. You can control yourself and your reactions to things. You cannot control other people's actions and definitely not their reaction to things. One of the things I've learned a long time ago is a lot of people, they don't even know why they react the way they react. And if you take it upon yourself to own it, you're going to be doing yourself a disservice. But with our situation with our friends who don't respond to your cry for help, there might be a bunch of reasons, from them being busy, from them having a long day, from them actually having a situation that comes up in their life. That's why they haven't responded to your need or your cry for help. It doesn't mean it's just because of you. But if you have a lot of negative thoughts that these people don't like you, they don't care for you, that they're ignoring it because it's me, that's when you personalize it and you go down a negative rabbit hole. Here's what you have to do. You have to take a deep breath and breathe it out and take a step back and look from the situation from the outside. You need to look at it logically, you need to look at it without emotion and see, is this reason they don't like me? It's because it's me. Does that make sense for the situation? And I think a lot of times that's what we'll end up realizing, that these feelings of inadequacies and blaming ourselves that we're having are not the real reason why this is happening. See if this is something that makes sense, that there's an alternative explanation that better describes the situation. And think about if your thought process is actually moving down a logical way. Is what you're saying the most likely thing to happen, or could there be something far more reasonable that is not you that will have the react the way that they're reacting? We have to look at the world realistically, and that everything that's going on does not revolve around us. The second method of negative self-talk is usually called filtering. See, with filtering, you magnify the negative aspect while totally filtering out all the positive ones. For example, say if you're like me, when I wake up in the morning to go to the gym, usually, like I said, I start off with negative self-talk. When I want to get up, I'm like, hey, big fatty, get out of bed, you big fatty unite. And so say I get up and I go to the gym, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna lift weights and I did lift weights, and I'm like, I want to run on the treadmill for 30 minutes. But I'm kind of feeling tired, I'm sore, and I'm like, all right, I can only do 10 minutes on the treadmill. And so I beat myself up about only doing 10 minutes on the treadmill. See, this is one of those things that's filtering. So think about it like this. Every accomplishment, even your big ones or your small ones, can all be outweighed by something negative that's going on. See, when it comes to looking at the world, you can see it as half full or half empty. And it is not rewarding at all when you look at stuff as mostly empty. About that gym situation, I didn't focus on me actually getting my butt up and going to the gym. I didn't focus on actually lifting weights. I didn't focus on, instead of just leaving and doing zero cardio, I did 10 minutes. No, I focused on the fact that I did not do the other 20 minutes I was supposed to do. Sometimes that's how we look at a lot of situations in life. We forego all our great accomplishments, all the good, just to focus on the bad. That's what filtering is. So if you find yourself filtering and focusing on the negative aspect of something you're doing, take a step back and try and look at some of the positive accomplishments of it. Think about the good things you've done that are actually something good. In fact, if you find that's not going to be lasting, take some time and jot down some of the recent good things you have done. Next way we negative self-talk is to catastrophize. So catastrophizing is going automatically to the worst possible case scenario. For example, say you're driving to work in the morning, and then you're in traffic, it's normal, slow stop and go traffic, and then all of a sudden traffic stops. And you stop for like 2 minutes, then 3 minutes, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be stuck here for hours. There's probably a car burning up there. We're not going anywhere. And if this stays up this way, I'm gonna lose my job because I'm gonna be late again. That's looking at it from the worst case scenario. One of the things you want to do here, just like the other recommendation, is to stop and put things in perspective. How likely is it that a car crash is going to have you stuck on the expressway for hours? How likely is it that you're going to lose your job for being stuck in traffic? Look, it's highly unlikely. Putting yourself in the mindset of how likely is this to happen actually puts you on a path to calm down, and then you can start thinking about actions you could take if it is likely for it to happen. You're stuck in traffic, you can call ahead to work, and if there's a train wreck, you can call and let some people know. At least start setting the stage for them to know what's going on with you. Fourth way people do negative self-talk is through polarizing. See, with polarizing, you see things as either good or bad. There is absolutely no middle ground. Things are perfect or they are a total failure. Say I'm getting up early every day of the week because, hey, I'm getting out there, I'm hitting it at the gym, and then one day I'm like, oh, I'm a little tired. Let me hit that snooze button. Maybe I'll get to the gym 15 minutes later. Maybe I'm just sore, and you know what? I'll take a day this Wednesday and I'll go to the gym on Sunday. For a lot of people, that'll make you feel lazy, make you feel like you're a loser, and make you feel like you're not doing something right. I'm using a lot of gym examples, but look, here's the idea. In these instances, you're going to have to treat yourself with kindness and with grace. If you don't do something perfectly, you need to reassure yourself that, look, it's not the end of the world. You're only human. Hey, look, you're allowed to make choices that cater to your needs at the moment, and then sometimes they can be viewed as a mistake. And you know what? That's fine. Use them as something to motivate yourself for the next time. But you don't want to carry that in as negative self-talk that's going to bring you down and bring you down further and further in the future. Look, I know firsthand that shaking this negative self-talk can be something that's very hard for you to do. It's very important that you incorporate positivity in what you're doing, even when times are tough. I can think back when I was a kid. I remember having teachers who I respected and who I looked up to tell me I would be dead or in jail by the year 2000. But you know what? It's 2022 now. I'm healthy, I'm successful, and I'm happy. And it's because I was able to adopt a mindset of positivity. One of the first ways I did that is by starting off my day with some sort of positive affirmation. You don't need to do this whole anything crazy out of the ordinary, but you need to be able to do something that'll help you cope with the day. I will start my day off with, I can do this. I am capable of doing this. I can do it. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. I can overcome the world. That is how I started my day off from the time I was 11 to some variation of doing that also now. And look, it's been working for me. I've been told many times, sometimes to the irritation of my wife, that I'm an extremely positive person. I get told by my coworkers that I always look on the bright side of things and I'm always working toward a solution because I truly believe that my best days are ahead of me. When I look at my past, I truly understand that I am standing on the corpse of those failures I had in the past, and those are what's going to propel me to the future greatness that I know I'm working toward, buddy. I understand that life is not like a movie. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs, there's going to be a lot of failures, and your positive, sunny attitude is not going to accomplish anything without hard work, without planning, and without a little luck. You have to have those things. But practicing positivity isn't about, disregarding the unfortunate nature of any situation. Instead, it's about acknowledging that you can and will find a way around it. And trust me, you will. Hey, I'm Rob Johnson. Thank you for stopping by the Legacy Gentleman channel. If you found something in this video useful and helpful, please like it. If you want to watch more videos that's talking about how to make yourself better and the best who you can be, please subscribe to this channel. And until next time, go be legendary.